to That's What They Said, an educational and conversational podcast where we address all the things that aren't in the college brochure.
Episode 8!
Woo!
Feeling so thankful for the podcast. Feeling so...
Yeah.
'Tis the season. Fa la 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 la.
Fa la 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 latte.
La la la.
Wah, 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 wah.
This is actually us announcing that we're quitting the podcast and going on to be a cappella singers. By the way...
Bacapella?
Bacapella?
Wait.
Oh, I need to talk about this so badly. Have you seen the TikTok/Reel/media where people hire a cappella singers to sing for their friends on their birthdays? I need that so badly. It's your birthday, so I know you wanna I need that to happen to me so badly. I want to hire an a cappella group to sing for my friends' birthdays so badly, and or I need someone to do that for me.
Hire me.
Hire just Julia just shows up.
Yes.
The whole a cappella group.
Yes, I can beatbox.
Yeah. Okay, Boots and Cats.
I think I learned that from like Sesame Street or something.
Yes, ABC 1 2 3.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Like
no, WKNC.
Like ABCDFG. Like
anyway, high low buffalo.
Right, of course. My high. I did have to type these out beforehand because I like was staring at the wall and couldn't think of anything past the number 1.
Yeah,
so
it's the end of the semester. Like,
yeah, I'm not even here spiritually. Yeah. I'm on the floor. My high is I went to the NC State basketball game, the VCU game that was on Monday. It's Wednesday right now when we're recording.
Woo!
And we won.
Woo! And now we're ranked.
And we are ranked.
Let's go.
We are 25th. We're undefeated so far, 4-0. What's up? I've been to every single basketball game this season for men's, and I can plan to continue that. Also, when I went on Monday, we walk in, we walk in, and the way that it works is you have to like walk through security, and then you like scan that you have a ticket, and then they'll hand you where you're supposed to go, like a paper ticket where you're supposed to go. So we get ours, and it's like 126, and we're like, freak, we're like somewhere over the rainbow way up high, and so we like start to circle. And then we get to 126, which is like the complete opposite side from where we normally had sit. Mm-hmm. And we like go in our section, and they're like, no, you go all the way down. We were like, all the way down? Like all the way down? And they're like, all the way down. We are sitting front row on the floor next to the court.
Oh my buck.
Oh my buck. I start crying. Picture this.
Wait, who were you with? Were you with Ian?
I was with Ian Chubb. Shout out Ian Chubb.
Hey, girl.
We go to all the basketball games together. Go pack, go pack. Whenever we see each other, because we'll ride together to the games, we always go, it's game day, it's game day.
This is true. I did enter into his car one time, and then they proceeded to say, it's game day, it's game day. And I was like, I just want a pretzel.
You know, I love basketball. So that was really cool because we were like on the floor, we were on the like the screen. There was like all the different things were happening. Wolf came up to me at one point. We were dancing together, and
hey, girl.
It was super fun. So that was cool. But the next home game isn't until December 6th. So tier, I guess.
Wait, that's like far away.
Yeah, because they have to do away games now. They've been doing home games back to back. So, but they're also in Hawaii right now for a conference or invitational. So. You know, anyhow, my low is that I'm flooded with work in every aspect of my life right now. I think it's true. I was talking about this yesterday. I think the week before finals is worse than finals itself. Because everything has to come together at one point, and it's just actually so much.
And all the exams. And it's like, you feel like you can't study until you finish
learning the material, but then also like I am tired of learning material.
And also the projects. That's what I meant. I said exams, I didn't projects. But like you have to like finish all the projects before you can start studying for exams, and it's like, there's no way I can do all this.
Yeah, like work is super busy right now, and then also life is busy right now, like in my social life,
right? Because holidays,
and then also school is so busy. So like I've been leaving my apartment at like 7 a.m. not coming back till 10 p.m. every single day this week, and I've been getting not enough sleep. So here we are.
The grind
never stops. It'll all be worth it in the end.
Woo.
My buffalo is that I'm actually celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend. When this podcast comes out, I'll be actually actively at my home preparing for it.
Yay!
We're celebrating this, well, for you guys, tomorrow on Saturday. My mommy's a nurse. Shout out healthcare. And so she's working the entire break. So we're doing Thanksgiving this weekend. So very excited about that. That's my hello buffalo.
I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. My high-low buffalo, I would say, let's start with low.
Oh.
Just so then we can end on a high.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Low is that I feel like there's been low-key a lot of lows as of late.
Right, yes, I have been sitting with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things have been happening to me, around me, in my life that are low.
How low can you go?
Right. Pretty low, apparently.
All the way to the flow.
Yeah, and it's true. And it's true. I'm still down there, actually. If you just actually look down, that's me right there.
Oh, there she is.
Yep.
Bottom of the rock.
Hey. Bottom of the box. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's the low, everything. And okay, that's I'm being dramatic, but like, I don't know.
It's just been a couple days.
It
has been 72 hours, and that is for sure.
Yes, and it has. Buffalo is. I'm having a sleepover this Friday, and I'm so excited. And it's gonna be so fun. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I've been giggling all morning.
This is true. She has been.
It's true. As soon as Kieran got in the car this morning, I said, "Guess what? You'll never guess." and then she guessed because I've been talking about it for a week. So
she about frolicked out of the car.
I'm just really excited. High is I had my
Hey.
I had my contra dance on Sunday night.
It went so well.
It did. 110 people came, and I had so many people coming out to me like, "Thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. This is so cool." And a lot of students came who had never danced before, and they're like, "This is awesome. Thank you so much for putting this on." And then I like got to know, like, there are people that I've been dancing with like in Carborough for like over a year. Like I see them like once or twice a month, and like we dance. Like I know them. Like I kind of know them. Like I know their names and stuff. But I'm like, oh, they're so cool. I wish I could be friends with them. But then they came to my dance, and like we actually talked and became friends because I had to. Usually I leave the dances early because hey, I go to bed really early, and I'm not staying up until 11 p.m. to dance. But I do. But like for this last one, I had to stay the whole time because I was hosting. And so at the end, it's like just like the hardcore like dancers, and everybody's like tired, and you're just like kind of flopping around dancing. It's like it's the best part, honestly. Like when it's just like one line of people, and it's like everybody's just so tired. It's so fun. Anyway, so I got to know a lot of people, and it was so exciting because I've wanted to be friends with them for over a year. And
for a full circle moment.
Right. And I'm just so proud. And one of my little friends, his name is Shelby. He's like
King.
I love that man. He's like 65 or something. He like will drive all the way to Wilmington for a Wednesday night dance. He lives in Raleigh. He'll drive 2 hours and then drive 2 hours back after.
That is ludicrous.
Right. But anyway, he sent me a message on Facebook yesterday, and I was like, hey, you should reach out to this guy. He does really cool techno pop music, blah, blah, blah. And he came up to me at the dance, and he was like, I will do anything you need to help, like, for these dances. Like, I'll do anything you want.
Gosh.
Like, as long as, like, if it's something that, like, I can do anything you need me to do. Like, if it's something that I can do and not a student can do, I will do it. Like, I'll even call a dance, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
my gosh.
I love that man.
Keep that man on tap, on
He
file.
is precious. He is, like, so awkward, and, like, he, like, you know how dogs will do the side eye? And, like, they won't make eye contact with you? That's him. He doesn't make eye contact.
Yeah, it's just, like, a shifty eye situation.
Right. But he's, like, so weird and awkward, but I love him. And, like, he was telling me when I first, like was getting to be friends with him, the advisor for the Contra Club is the one who taught him how to do all the, like, cool flourishes and, like, dips and stuff. And he was like, she just, like, taught me everything. Like, she's, like, the, like, I don't know, the coolest person in Contra I know. And I was like, that's who you are to me.
Yeah.
Like, you are that to me. Like, you have taught me so much.
The
like,
godfather of Contra.
The godfather of Contra. Like, he, like, we'll be dancing to be like, can I give you a dip? And I'm like, sure.
if
you must.
Going down.
And picture this, he's shorter than I am and a little bit more slender than I am. And every time I'm like, oh my God, there's no way. But then
somehow
there's
a way.
And that is a man. And I love him.
Can confirm.
There
is an XY chromosome happening.
Yes.
Is it XY?
Yes.
Is it XX?
I think it's XY because they have the one that can determine the gender of the baby.
Right, because everybody starts as a female.
Right.
Yes, XX is female.
Yeah.
XY is male.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my high. It was really good, and I just love so many of those people. Anyway, today we are talking about well, actually on our Google Doc it says thankful or whatever. It is going to be Thanksgiving, not this weekend, but next weekend. Well, your Thanksgiving is this weekend, and my extended family, one of my extended family Thanksgivings is this weekend. So we have a lot to say, and I feel very, very passionate about this. because in general, I'm passionate about setting boundaries to
Right.
make sure you preserve your
Well-being
and, pseudo mental stability.
Pseudo's a good word.
Thank you. So yeah, we're just gonna
Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. Oh,
Yeah.
what is that sound that goes with that? Something about in it.
I'm not about in it.
Right. That yeah.
I just did the motion with like the two hands and the
It was
shaking head.
really scary. I was really scared.
What the freak?
No, it's okay. I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you.
Oh my God, thank you.
And that's the podcast. Bye, everyone.
Oh Lord. Okay.
So setting boundaries.
So this is the first thing I low-key feel like this is gonna be kind of a theme throughout the whole conversation, but
Okay.
I feel like
Set that boundary with us.
I will. We will be talking about this.
You will listen.
You will listen to this.
Sit
down.
down.
Sit down.
I love when it's one word with like the dash in it.
Yeah,
Sit
yeah.
down. It's like a S-I-D-A. Wait, no, S-I-D-O-W-S.
Sit down. Somebody at my high school posted a reel like on the like high school account, and it was like, the one where they're like asking teachers to do their best to sit down.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I haven't seen my teachers in a long time, but they did the the secretary to do it too.
The what?
I love her. I have to show you the video. She's like really old and like so funny. I just can't. Anyway, okay, setting boundaries. So when I'm talking about setting boundaries for the holidays, I'm thinking we're setting boundaries about how much time we're giving to our families. We're setting boundaries about what we can talk about with our families. We're setting boundaries about what our families can say to us. We're also setting boundaries, if we're talking about Thanksgiving break in general, of how we're going to spend our time when we're home. Because
Correct. And how much time will be spent at home.
And this is true.
And this is true.
So moving into the next bullet point, navigating conversations.
Yep.
I feel like it's kind of a given whenever you go to like a family gathering. Everybody's like, what classes are you taking? What's your major? When are you graduating?
My favorite is like, so what school do you go to?
Oh.
Okay. Aunt Linda, like let girl be.
Okay.
I also don't have an Aunt Linda. I just said that now. I'm not.
Right.
These are all made up people.
Calling out Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like, and I feel like every time I go to my family gatherings, like every holiday I've either changed my major or I have a new minor.
Right.
So then it's like, my family at this point is probably just like, oh, she's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Yes.
But little do they know you're on the up and up.
Right. I have one more year and I'm graduating.
Yeah, you're getting out of there.
Yes.
You're out.
Praise be.
I'm talking about in it.
I'm talking about out it.
I'm talking about out it.
Me
It's
when
like
I
a
out someone.
reverse. I needed to be known. Jamie just walked by while I did that exact motion and stared me dead in the eyes.
So that's really interesting.
I did the reverse of the in it thing. So instead of like with my hands going away, they came together and I like backed up.
And our boss walked by.
And our boss walked by and looked me dead in the eyes as I did that. So that was good.
Yes.
Yeah, I just feel like my Thanksgiving I think is a smidgen different than the traditional Americana experience.
Okay.
In that my Thanksgiving consists of one singular Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it consists of my mother, my father, shout out Joe Navy,
Hey.
my two brothers, my grandma, my aunt, and my great aunt. That would be the crew. But my aunt is working, so most of the time it's just my family, my grandma, my great aunt, and now her wife.
Oh yes, I was about to say, is
Yes.
Queen not invited or?
No, well, this is Queen's first Thanksgiving with us.
Oh my God,
because
so exciting.
they are now married.
Woo!
So it's a pretty small gathering.
Right.
Starts at like 4, done by 7.
Okay.
But there's definitely like, I don't know how many more times I can explain what my job is, where I work.
Right.
My family likes to do this thing where they'll go, wow, your butt is smaller. You look like you've gotten thinner.
Oh my God.
Every time I see them, which by the way, like, oh my God, thank you. But also like we could pick any other part of my body as a reference point.
Right, but then also sometimes if they like make you like accustomed to them saying that, and then they forget to say it one time, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not.
A
like,
tear down my face. Yeah.
Something's.
Yeah, but anyhow,
Anyway.
the conversations are always pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I've gotten my routine down of just like I stay in the kitchen and cook for the most part and listen to music, and then I'll like talk about like 3 fun facts about my life, a little icebreaker
Right.
with my family who I've
2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, pretty much. I literally just play icebreaker for like 3 hours, which is crazy because they've been there my whole life. I don't understand how we're still having these same conversations.
Right.
And then I getting it out.
I have 2 family Thanksgivings.
Okay.
So I have one this weekend, which is my dad's side of the family, which is, there's a lot of us. There's like 20 of us on a low day.
A low day.
There's there's a lot. So, and also this is going to be a weird one because this is the first Thanksgiving without my grandmother because she passed away in April of this year.
Rest in peace.
Right. Love that girl. This is her shirt, actually.
Aww.
I've kind of yassified it, as you can see, because it's very low cut and the back is open now. Right. But inspired by Queen.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then also we're selling the farm. So we used to always have all our holidays at the farm, like in that house. So this is the first time we've not, which is going to be hard for everyone. Yeah. And also my aunt is like really sick right now. So it's another thing to like do. It's like there's like all this tea going on.
One more thing, yeah.
Right, there's always one more freaking thing. So that's this weekend. And a boundary I have set with my family, and this is kind of what I wanted to talk about when I was thinking about this podcast, is I told my family, like my parents and my sibling, I was like, I'm coming up from noon to 7 p.m. on Saturday. And that is all the time that I can give you and I can give the rest of my family, because I love my family so, so very much, but I also need to protect my own mental health, and to do that, I need to limit the amount of time I spend with them, because I just, like, like the thing where it's like, politics around the Thanksgiving table.
Right, yes.
That is my family, because I and my sibling are extremely, like,
one side of the spectrum.
I think you could probably guess which side that would be. And my family is the opposite side. And my sibling and I are very, like, outwardly that side of the spectrum. So my family always has something to say.
Sure.
And like, I recently got into, like, an argument with my aunt.
I forgot about this.
Yes. I posted something on my Instagram story that was honestly not really that political.
No.
It was just a statement, and she swiped up and started an argument with me, and it like really threw me for a loop. Like, I usually refrain from posting political stuff because my family follows me. But I was like, this is something that like really was important to me, and she like actually threw a fit and got like really pissy with me, and I was like, so I didn't say anything bad. Like, I really don't understand. Like, you're a full-on adult starting an argument with me, a 19-year-old, and you don't know what you're talking about. And anyway, that caused me to stop on my floor in fetal position for about 15 minutes.
I do remember that.
Right. Yeah, that was great. So I just can't deal with that. And like, it's so hard because I love my family so much, but I just cannot.
It's just within taste, within.
Right. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to, and also another fun thing that my family does is that all the women will be cooking, and all the men will be sitting.
Yes.
And not cleaning. My dad is the only one that helps to cook and clean. And then one of my uncles cuts the turkey. But other than that,
that's the extent.
That is the extent of it. And I'm like, so that is actually ludicrous. Like, even when like my cousins, my like male cousins would bring like their girlfriends and stuff, their girlfriends would help cook, and my cousins would sit. Yeah, so it's very, there's some hints of misogyny in there. There's some hints of
just a sprinkle of
this, a sprinkle of that. So yes, anyway, it's important for me to set a boundary of how much time I spend with them. And it's hard because, I kid you not, I've been getting texts from my mom, my dad, and my sibling, at least 3 a day, of like, will you like pack an overnight bag just in case you want to stay? Or like, will you please stay? It would make our aunt so happy. Or like, we could even camp outside so you don't have to stay in their house. Like, I'm like, okay,
no,
please. And it like hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to know that I'm hurting my family by like setting a boundary, but I have to.
Well, and also you shouldn't, something as simple as like, hey, I can only give you 7 hours.
Right.
That should be good.
Right. And also, to be honest, I like genuinely can only give 7 hours because I have a brunch with you at 11 on Sunday, and I have my sleepover on Friday, and he's leaving at noon on Saturday. So it's like I can only give you
so much time.
Right. and like it's only an hour away, so like it's not really that big of a deal. Anyway, so then my second Thanksgiving is my mom's side of the family, and this will be on actual Thanksgiving, so next week. And for the past 2 years, we've gone to Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
But one thing about me is I'm vegetarian, and one thing about Cracker Barrel is
it's not.
It really is probably the least vegetarian establishment that you could go to. But it's fine.
See if I care.
See if I care. Hey, see if I care. If I last time I ordered like 3 orders of fried okra, and that was all I ate.
Oh
no, but I love fried okra. Like that is candy to me. Oh, it's tastic. Anyway, so yes, and my mom's side of the family. Oh, you haven't met them yet, have you?
No, I haven't met any sides of family.
Oh, that's true. Girl, I gotta get you in there. Let
me know.
I love my mom's side of the family as well so much. But also that is another one where I have to set boundaries because they just cause me a lot of anxiety because their house is so loud and full, and they have like 8,000 candles burning at the same time, and it gives me a headache, and their dog barks all the time, and he pees on the floor, and it stresses me out. And I can't stay there for a long time because it really causes me a lot of anxiety. And like, see, the theme here is that I don't enjoy the holidays.
Right. I was gonna say, I feel like the word anxiety has come up a few times in the last couple sentences.
I really did not enjoy last year's holidays, and I don't think I genuinely have had like a joyful holiday season in about 4 years. So
that's something.
Right. And it's like sad because I love my family so much, but I have not realized in the past 4 years that I can actually set boundaries because it's important that I enjoy the holidays too. And like it's important for me to do things that I love and spend time with people that I care about other than my family, because I do care about my family. I love them and I do want to spend time with them. But like also like it's okay to spend time with other people and like, you know, prioritize other things. Like I'm having
chosen family.
My chosen family. Like we're having Friendsgiving when I go home for Thanksgiving, and that's gonna be good. And like I don't know. It's just setting boundaries is hard though, especially when you've not set boundaries for so long.
Yeah.
And then people like my family are texting me like, please, like, will you just stay? Like, please. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
That's a boundary I've kind of been setting too, is like, since I live in an apartment now and I pay rent for it, I've really been like, I'm not coming home for break. Like,
right.
And for context, I only live like 15, 20 minutes away from like my parents' house. So it like makes sense for me to do that anyways.
Right.
But because I'm paying rent like for Christmas break, like I'm not going home. Like I'm going to stay in my apartment and I'll go visit. And like my family was not very happy about that when they first heard, because they're like, no, you're going to come back. And like, you don't know that for sure. And I'm like, well, I do, because I pay rent and I don't want to spend the money and then not go home.
Right.
So like for Thanksgiving break next week, I will be in my apartment. I have zero plans. Again, my mom's working, so and everyone's gonna be gone. But I'm literally just gonna be sitting in my apartment like by myself, and I'm okay with that. And like even this weekend, like I am going home, like staying the night on Friday because it's just me and my mom that cooks.
Yeah.
So we have to cook all the food for everyone, just us. And so we usually prep on the day before and then like finish up on like the day of is usually just like reheating whatever and like making the turkey and whatnot. So like I will go back on Friday and help prep, and then Saturday we'll eat probably at like 3 or something, and then after we finish eating I'll leave. Because I gotta roll, I gotta go. I got somewhere to be. It's certainly interesting. I am there to see like my mom and my dad and get some food. That is my priorities for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's tough.
Speaking of Thanksgiving food, I need to know our favorite Thanksgiving meals of the traditional spread. Like
our favorite foods, or like what needs to be on the table in the full meal. Like, because this says full meal, not food. You know what I'm saying?
Favorite Thanksgiving meal. Okay, well I meant like what's on your plate. We'll do that.
Mac and cheese.
Right.
Green bean casserole.
Interesting.
Okay, well, picture this. I have limited options because I'm vegetarian and my family loves a giant turkey and some...
Right, and picture this. I'm still going to judge you for that.
Okay. Anyway, and then there will be at least two rolls.
Of course.
I always make the rolls. And then...
From scratch or like a Hawaiian roll in the oven?
From scratch.
Right, of course.
Please. It's my grandmother's recipe. She taught me when I was like 5. Yeah. And it's like not written down. It's just in my brain.
I love when like people from the South, instead of using like numbers or anything, they just use like approximate like objects. They're like,
oh yeah,
when I was instead of about 4, 5, 6.
Right.
back in that time.
Well,
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
in this recipe, there's no like actual measurements. It's just like
a squirt of this, a sprinkle of that, and a handful of.
And they're always
something else.
bus as freak.
So 2 rolls, green bean casserole, mac and cheese.
There's usually some sort of potato, some form of potato. Oh my God. This is something that sometimes is at our Thanksgiving, my extended family, my dad's side, or sometimes at our Christmas celebration, but a big old pot of butter beans and a big old pot of corn. And then my aunt makes this, I believe it's scalloped tomatoes. And you mix all these things together, and see, I don't like tomatoes, but sometimes I put a little tomato just for like the little acidity.
Yeah.
But I mix my butter beans with my corn, and that is like gonna go ahead and be half of my plate.
Oh,
Bustastic! I love a butter bean.
bustastic.
Butter bean, yes, it's
butter bean.
butter bean. It's so good. It's so good. So bust. And then obviously for dessert, we have all the women in my family love to bake, so we've
whipped something up.
Oh, we got. One time I forgot to put sugar in the pumpkin pies, and my family will never let me forget it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, I'm sorry that you were expecting me, a 12-year-old, to cook dessert for you, and I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Anyway.
God forbid. Right.
So we have cookies, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, chocolate pie, sometimes a lemon pie. A lot of pie. If you weren't seeing
I wasn't
that pattern,
gathering it.
Yeah.
No.
Got a little bit of everything. Honestly, my family eats a lot. So.
My plate is usually the same every year. We have Hawaiian rolls. I'll have 1 Hawaiian roll. A big old glob of mashed potatoes.
I love mashed potatoes.
Since it's me and my mom cooking, I make about 50% of the stuff.
Oh, yes.
So, mashed potatoes are there, and my family does like. Well, actually, my aunt usually does the potatoes, even though she doesn't like potatoes, but she's not going to be there this year, so I'll probably do them. And we usually do, like, a sprinkle, well, a little more than a sprinkle of, like, Parmesan cheese in there just to give it a little extra, like, layer.
Wait, I like.
Fire. Or some Gruyere.
Ooh, was.
The mac and cheese, the baked mac and cheese, of course. I want crispy brown corners. Like,
I love a corner. I'm a corner piece girl.
I'm a corner piece
in everything.
And yes, the brownies, corner. Mac and cheese, corner. We're in a restaurant. Me when I'm in a restaurant, corner. When I worked in restaurants, I had to yell that all the time. I was like, corner.
That's funny.
Even if I was walking in a straight line, I don't really know why. So the mac and cheese and mashed potatoes, the roll, ham. My family does turkey and ham.
I used to love ham. That was like my thing.
I love ham, but so a majority of my family likes turkey and then like also likes ham, but I don't like turkey.
Oh,
so I like ground turkey.
Well, turkey is like low-key so dry.
Yeah. I eat the ham.
Yeah.
I have ham on my plate. Stuffing.
Yes, I forgot stuffing. I love stuffing.
My mother makes the best stuffing, and this is like days of advance. We lay out loaves of bread on the table so they dry out. Bread. And so they dry out. We flip them over. Then you have to crack them into the pot, and then you put this like broth of like onions and chicken broth and like all of the things, and it soaks and it bakes, and there's sage.
Wait, can you please bring me some?
Yes,
thank you.
So good. It's so good. And then we'll stuff the turkey, and so like we make like a 6-tuplet batch of it.
Ooh.
And so half of it goes in the turkey and the other half we just bake as it is, and I eat the half that's baked as it is. Again, don't like turkey, so I don't really want that flavor in my stuffing.
Right, and also it was inside that turkey.
It was inside.
You're telling me you're reaching inside that?
I'm talking about in it.
And talk about in it. Yes.
I'm talking about out it. I'm not trying to.
No.
So I got a big old honk of that stuffing on my plate. A corner piece for sure.
Do you put gravy on your stuffing?
Now, no.
Oh.
Now, hot take by me, I'm not much of a dressings person. Like gravy, don't really care for it. Unless it's biscuits and gravy. I love biscuits and gravy. I love biscuits and gravy. Love biscuits and gravy. Don't like gravy on my turkey or my mashed potatoes. Okay. I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like syrup. I don't like cranberry sauce. Like on pancakes.
Oh, I do like syrup.
I don't like syrup. Like I don't usually like, or like on my pasta, it's a butter noodle. I'm not putting tomato sauce. Like, sorry. Anyhow, not to talk for another day. But yeah, so what else? Creamed corn. Ha, ha,
Ooh,
ha.
okay.
I love creamed corn. It has bags of frozen corn. You put heavy cream in there. You let it simmer. You add so much cheese that you can barely breathe.
Buzz.
And salt and pepper. And it just sits and it gets all thick and creamy. And we literally eat it out of the pot as we make it.
Well, yes.
And so we have to make like an extra batch on top so we can just eat one of the batches by the time we finish cooking it. So good.
Have you ever had cornbread with creamed corn in it?
No.
Talking about in it.
It
is so bus.
Is it? That sounds so
bus-tastic.
good. I love cornbread.
I do as well.
The little schlap of cream corn on top.
Cornbread and beans? You ever had...
Oh.
Okay, have you ever had a purple whole pea?
No.
Oh, a purple whole pea with a slab of cornbread with cream corn in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is like number one supper out there. Like, that is buzz.
I think if people didn't know that you were from the South, they surely don't know after that sentence.
All right.
Well... So just putting that out there.
All right.
Desserts. What do we usually have for desserts? We also at my Thanksgiving usually have like cranberry sauce. I actually make a really good cranberry sauce, but I don't like cranberry sauce. So I
just don't get the appeal of cranberry sauce on. I like, why are we putting it on turkey?
I don't know, it's like gelatinous. It's just it's whatever. For desserts, we kind of do like a whatever. Like we've done like different spreads of things. We are this year doing sticky toffee pudding, which
sticky toffee pudding,
which I'm so excited for. That's gonna be so good. And we usually we've done like brownie sundaes, or we just do like cookies, or we've done like cheesecake, or we've done like we used to do ice cream pie for the longest time.
Ooh.
So we get pumpkin ice cream and put it in a pie crust.
Wait,
fire! Because we're not a huge pie people. I don't like any fruit pies. I don't like hot fruit. So like I don't like apple pie or anything like that. Most of my family doesn't, and so it just kind of just like sits there.
I low-key don't like pie either.
I don't. It's fine. We always do chocolate cream pie though. I do love chocolate cream pie with like the Cool Whip on top and the chocolate chips. We always do Whip. Very excited. Another tradition that we always have. Me when I'm a hashtag. Another tradition that we have is we always eat at like 4-ish, 3 or 4, the main course. Because you have to sit there and like reminisce on all of your thoughts and feelings for 2 hours before you eat dessert.
Well, naturally.
Of course. And so instead of like eating food beforehand, we do like a charcuterie board. And so there's always like crackers and cheeses and stuff, and you just kind of like snack on that. So we'll eat whatever for breakfast. Sometimes we'll usually do like bagels and cream cheese or something. And then we just like snack on stuff, and then we start cooking at like noon or 1.
We usually like when we would have Thanksgiving at the farm, we would have like, because I would stay at the farm. Yeah. And then we would have breakfast, which is just coffee and like some like Danish pastry or something. And then we would like not eat lunch really. Yeah. Like we would just eat like maybe some like pimento cheese or like some cowboy caviar. You ever had cowboy caviar?
I've heard of it, but I've never had it. I don't.
So good. Oh my god. I'll have to make it for you. It's so easy. It's a really good meal prep too. I used to meal prep it all the time. Anyway. And then we would low-key just starve until dinner time so that we could chow down.
On everything.
Yeah, and then the next day, we would have so many leftovers and everybody would come back for lunch.
I love it.
And we cook so much food that there's not enough room in the 2 fridges that we had at the farm, so we would cover everything and put it outside on the screened-in porch because it would get cold enough, like a fridge. So we just set everything out there, and then in the morning we'd be like, "Ooh, but," or like if you get up in the middle of the night and you're like, "I need a little snack," you just go out on the porch, dig into some stuffing.
That is so funny,
so good.
We always had like so much leftovers that we would eat Thanksgiving food for a week afterwards. That was breakfast, lunch, and dinner was Thanksgiving food for like a week. And the worst was the last 2 days of it,
and it's done.
And it's just like reminiscence of like 7 things and always a buttload of one thing that nobody really wants to eat.
Right. That you make just for the aesthetic.
Or for like that one person.
Yeah.
Something else on Thanksgiving though is I wrote this down. Macy will know me by name someday.
My girl, Macy.
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is so beautiful. I love watching it. I watch it every year with my mother.
Yes.
And we always sit on the couch and we like hold our coffee or hot chocolate and we just like sit and talk about the floats and all that. And they always have the most random people performing.
Yes.
Like the past couple of years, I have known like maybe one singular person who's on the stage.
Right.
Like,
they don't want to be
go home. But one of my bucket list items in life is to be at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We had some girls from my high school who were performing in it.
Oh my god.
Their dance companies would do it. And I feel like I knew someone else. I know people who have like gone or whatever, but I want to watch it live someday.
That would be cool.
That's a bucket list item of mine.
We should do that. We should do like a New York trip. for Thanksgiving one year.
Please.
That'd be fun.
I love New York, going over December, and I'm so excited.
Well, speaking of parades, I was in the Raleigh Christmas Parade last year.
Ooh,
I was two floats ahead of Santa.
Oh my god.
Yep. We ushered in Santa. How about that?
Usher.
I was like, that was like fun, but I would not do it again. We had to stand and wait for like 4 hours for our turn, and I was like, okay. So
I used to be in the Apex Christmas Parade for band because we had to like march in it and play music. It was so like the parade wasn't until like 6, and you were there by like 3, and you just like sat there and looked at each other like, forever. And then we either were in the very front or the very back.
Yep.
And so you just like, oh my word,
it's so annoying.
It's kind of fun,
like
though.
It was like festive.
Yeah.
It was also like low key stressful when I realized we were on TV because we were dancing. I was on the clocking team, so we were dancing on TV, and for like 8,000 people sitting on the sidelines watching, it was stressful. But low key, I locked in and I ate. Like,
okay.
I don't know. I was so tired at the end though, because what do you mean I'm clogging down the streets of Raleigh? Hello. Yeah.
Because that's how clogging sounds.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I say. That's what I do when I clog.
That's what I say. What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving season?
I am thankful for so many things.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm thankful for Rotten.
Ugh, Rotten.
My baby, my baby. I'm thankful for all my friends. I have a lot.
Yeah. You're just so popular and
loved. I know. Thankful for you, as I said.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Thankful for our jobs and our office and our coworkers.
Mm.
Thankful that I have the opportunity to get this education that I'm getting and study anything that I want to study.
Mm-hmm.
Thankful for PCM and my church family and the space that they give us to hang out in, aka the church basement.
Gotta love it.
Right. Thankful for all my dancing people and all the opportunities I have to dance, and thankful that I am blessed with a body that is able to dance.
Yes.
And you know what? Thankful for a body that carries me through life. Thankful for a body that supports me in all of my endeavors. Thankful for a body that can walk across campus every single day 8,000 times.
Mm-hmm. I know you're getting your steps in.
Girl, and
then some.
Yeah. What else am I thankful for? I'm thankful for so many things. Every day I wake up and I say, wow, this is crazy. I'm so thankful for this.
I am thankful for my cooling pillow.
Yes.
On my bed with the memory foam.
Ooh.
It's so beautiful. I'm thankful for the caramel that I put in my coffee. So far. I'm thankful for the Howling Cow Creamery.
Yes.
Specifically Campfire Delight.
Yes.
I'm thankful for Diet Coke. I recently got onto that this year, and I've never looked back.
I've never had a Diet Coke.
There's so many in my fridge. It's ridiculous. I am thankful for my job and all the opportunities it's provided me.
Yes.
And all the different jobs I have within that.
Yes.
I'm thankful for my friends. I'm very thankful for Julia.
Yay!
And all of the opportunities her and her friendship have brought me.
Yay!
Yay! I'm thankful for my family and the support that they give me. I'm thankful for the education that I'm able to get, and that I'm thankful that I'm able to get through it at my own pace.
Yes.
And that I'm thankful that I have been disciplined enough to maintain appropriate grades for my classes.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm thankful that I think I might pass my statistics class.
Yes! I'm thankful that lab is almost over.
Oh, praise
I have
be.
to walk into Jordan Hall at 5:20 one more time. This week is my last week of lab.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Oh, I'm so excited. Although I have to do a lab today and tomorrow because I didn't go to lab last week, so I have to make it up. Whoops.
Stink.
I'm thankful for SNL.
Ooh, I just thought of one.
Yeah.
Okay, this has supported me every day this semester. I am thankful for Canva. And I am thankful for my premium subscription to Canva because I genuinely use her at least 5 times a day.
I use Canva every single day. I have to for my job. It's literally
Right.
like, there was one day where Canva went down when that whole like Amazon, whatever, that website or whatever went down. I literally couldn't do my job. I was
right. I use it for my job. I use it for my clubs. I use it for my schoolwork. I use it for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my life.
It's my life, bro.
It's my life. What else am I thankful for?
I'm thankful for WKNC.
Me as well. This is
And-
so wonderful to have this opportunity to do this and, bring this to life.
I know, and well, it's just crazy too. Like, this was just like a conversation where it started as like, guys, what if I had a podcast?
Right. We're those white women that are like, what if we had a podcast?
Well, what's
And now
crazy
we
is
do.
it wasn't even my idea either. It was Julia's idea, and Julia was going to do a podcast on her own. And then I was like, what if I co-hosted with you?
And I said, okay.
And now we're here. And I'm thankful that there are people out there who can relate and that we have provided such a space where we can talk about all the things, especially that aren't on the college brochure.
I thought you were going to say that. That's funny. I'm thankful. Another thing I'm thankful for is being cozy.
Ooh,
A
thankful for
fuzzy
floor
blanket.
time.
I'm thankful for being cozy with people. Like cozy in
Yes.
beds. I feel like I've laid, okay, this sounds like really weird, but I've laid in a lot of different beds this year.
Yeah.
Like I've been in your bed. Frank has a new bed. I've laid in
Your bed at home.
my bed at
and
home,
2
my
previous
bed
dorm
here.
beds.
Yeah. Lots of cozy beds, cozy people.
Mhm.
Thankful for them.
Mhm. Thankful for life.
We start crying.
I'm
just so thankful for everything I have. You just don't understand. I'm just so thankful. Anyway,
Notes app segment.
okay.
Quick transition. What are we at with time?
41 minutes. We're
Okay,
chilling.
we got time. We got
Oh
like
my god, I
15
just
minutes.
Ooh,
Hey.
freaked up my nail. Sorry.
What?
me when I can't control my mouth.
Oh.
Anyway, okay.
What?
Notes app.
Notes app.
Bach. Let me think. I had something
Mm-hmm.
to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about. Okay, here's something that I ask my friends all the time.
Okay.
Are you like more attracted to someone when you see the car they drive? And I don't mean it like if they're driving a Tesla, you're like, ooh. But like when I see an individual with in an old Chevy truck with the window down and their arm out, I say, oh, I want you. Doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, how old you are, I want you.
Yeah.
Does that resonate?
I think it resonates, but not as
Okay.
significantly as it does for you. Like
Okay.
the in the sense that like the theory resonates with me. Like,
Okay.
but I also like. Well, let me tell you, when someone's pulling out of a parking spot and they got the arm on the back of the thing and they're leaning over, we got some work to get done. Or
I
like,
know that's
when
right.
someone's like really good with stick shift, I'm like, I want to learn stick shift actually so bad. But I don't think that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have so many like car friends in my life. They're like, oh, look at this man in the turbo blast engine. It's slicking across the oil field. I'm like, okay.
I don't like care about like that. It's just like I just love trucks.
Truck.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
So like when I see an individual driving a truck. But also
I
what
do
you're
like
saying,
a
the arm behind
I mean,
the
yeah.
There's so many moves you can make. If you're like somebody taking somebody on a first date and you're driving them, there's so many
Pull
moves
out
you
of a
can
parking
make.
spot.
Like that's
Reverse.
all you
You
need.
gotta
Just reverse all the way to your destination.
Yep.
Like
Going down the street like.
yeah. Have you ever
Uh-huh.
one of the things one of the things that I was like, oh, I can't wait for this day when this actually happens is when you're like riding in the car with someone on a
Yeah.
date and they like put their hand on your thigh. I used to be like, oh, I can't wait for this to happen to me, like blah blah.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I was like, wow, this is everything I ever dreamed of.
Something I love with the car that I always feel, I think I was telling you this the other day, sometimes when I feel my most like movie main character is when we're listening to music and someone's driving and I roll the window down and I have like my arm like doing like wave motions outside. I feel so main character and I feel like
Oh my
they're
God.
totally looking at me from the side and just ruminating on our entire friendship because I look so aesthetic with my arm flapping in the wind.
Flapping. Wait,
Flapping.
okay, another notes tab thing is,
Yeah.
well, it's just a thing that I liked was
Okay.
when we were listening to that song in my car, Pierre, and you said it reminded you of my friend group from home, and I was like,
yes.
wait, I love that.
Because your friend group is so like banjo frolicking in a field with some overalls on.
Yeah.
You know, like it's baking muffins Making blueberry muffins in a metal tin on a Sunday morning
I love
checkered pajama shorts on. Like, that's what your friend group is to me.
And I'm sure that has occurred before, to be honest.
Probably.
Like, that sounds like our general, like, I love, my favorite part of going out with my friends, like, we go out, like, on Saturday night, we wake up on a Sunday morning, and we, like, I'm always the first one to wake up.
Yeah.
And then I make a cup of coffee, and if we're at Emma's house, sometimes her dad is there, Uncle Jeff, hey. So I
also have an Uncle Jeff.
Really?
Actually, well, it's like a second uncle. But
yeah, well, he's not actually my uncle, obviously, because Emma's not my cousin. But, like,
right.
Uncle Jeff is Emma's, my best friend's dad. And me and him will sit there and drink our coffee and chat, and slowly people will start coming out of the various guest rooms or, like, from sleeping on the floor somewhere. And then we all, like, Emma will cook breakfast, and it's, I don't know.
It's the best.
I love a cozy Sunday morning. Well, I love a cozy anything, as we know.
You know. Chestnuts roasting by an open fire.
Oh my god. On the way here, well, on the way somewhere else this morning, I saw a squirrel patting the ground. We've been talking about squirrels a lot lately, but I witnessed a squirrel run across the road and get to the dirt, and then he took a nut out of his mouth, and he dug a little hole, and then patted it in there. And it was so cute. It was so nasty and tiny, and it was so
the way that you say pat always gets me, because it's you say it like so good. I don't know how to like describe it.
Well, my sibling says I have very patty hands. And I said, maybe I don't like that because they say that they're so squishy.
Oh.
And patty, you know?
It's okay. I have short and stocky hands. I have boy hands.
Well, I do too, but when I wear my long nails, it makes me feel better about
I need to get into long nails. But my nails are so like, or my hands are so like masculine boy that when I put nails on, they just look so fake.
Well,
like,
you have to like get used to it. It's like, it's definitely a mindset thing. Like, it doesn't look fake.
I used to wear acrylics for, like my junior year.
They
like,
freak
for
up
months.
your nails though.
They do, but I also just never like, whatever. I also feel like the squirrels in North Carolina are very thin compared to other states.
I agree. Let's fatten them up.
Like, fatten them up. Like, where are the rest of the acorns?
I just thought of another note thing. That was what I actually wanted to talk about. I'm sorry if I'm taking away from what you have to say.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Wait, guys. So we're having Friendsgiving, and I want to read you some theme ideas that we've had. So I texted my friends yesterday. There's 6 of us in this group chat, right? We text all the time, every day. But I was like, any final votes on Friendsgiving? Like, what are we thinking? And I said we could do sips and dips, which is like cute little cocktails, and then like we'd do like dips as our food.
Yeah.
And then I was like, box and crocs, we chat and we all bring crock pot foods, or sleigh and entree. Everyone slays and brings an entree. Right. And then Clea said box on the rocks.
Box on the rocks.
Then I said chat and kick back. We all bring tailgate genre food. And then I said stinks and drinks, which would just be us and drinks. And then I said nasty and classy. We dress fancy and we eat junk food. And then Clea said blinks and stinks. We hit blinker after blinker. And then I said blackout and sauerkraut. We black out and eat dishes all inspired by sauerkraut. And then Frank said rest and digest. We sleep after eating a big Thanksgiving meal. And then I said freak and roast duck. And then Frank said mac and unpack. Then we had big and dig in, fatten and Manhattan, meals and reels. And then I said snacks and big backs. I think this is the funniest thing ever. I can't round and going to town on some food. Squishy and in the kitschy.
Squishy and in the kitschy might be my favorite.
I think I'm the funniest person on the planet. I am so sorry.
You are, though.
Thank you. Anyway, so we're still narrowing down what we want to do for
of course,
theme-wise.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought I would share some things that are just floating out there.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Thank you. Thank you. So what do you have to say about Notes app?
I mean, I've been kind of contributing. I don't know if I really have any other Notes app. I didn't come prepared this time.
That's okay. I never come prepared. I don't think about any of this until we get here and sit down because I would like it to be straight out of the
straight off the mind.
Yeah, fresh off the dome.
Fresh off the dome. You know what I miss?
What?
Sleeping in the planetarium.
From Girl Scouts?
Yeah. Fire.
I knew it.
I love the sky. Wait, okay, maybe this is my thing. I like sometimes I wish that I'm the girl in the movie who has her montage right before she dies at the beginning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be the mom who, like, runs through a field with, like, a flower in her hair.
I love that.
Like, stop! And then
or, like, it's like, you know, like, the sun is shining through, like, the sheets
window,
hanging on the thing, and she's, like, running through the sheets, like, playing with her kids.
Yeah, or she's, like, in the bed, and there's, like, sun on her face, and she's like, John, I haven't got out of bed yet.
I love that.
I want to be that. But also, within that, I love stargazing.
I do, too.
I love, like, I want nothing more in life than my dream date, dream guest on my podcast, dream date for myself, stargazing on a picnic blanket. I need that to happen in my life. What else do I need to happen in my life? I also love fresh flowers. There's something about a flower that really like gets me going in life.
Yes. It changes the dynamic of the room.
Yes.
I love live music as well.
I love live music. These are just like, I don't know. I've been really thinking about them recently.
I like
it's
that.
just because I don't get to do them ever. And so I've just been thinking about it.
We should get into doing such things more often. We should. The little joys.
The little joys.
It's the little things. The little things.
I also need to try more coffee shops. I haven't done that in a while. I was looking at those animal fries that we got.
Oh my God, Bus.
Yeah, I was thinking about those and I kind of miss them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I miss the little things. I haven't taken enough time for it recently. I've been so caught up in big picture moments.
Right.
That I haven't stopped and smelled the flowers once in a while.
Right.
That saying always just like, yeah.
Wait, I was gonna say, are you excited for the new Wicked, but you haven't seen the first one.
No, yeah.
And so if you care to find me, look to the western sky.
Glinda?
That's Elphaba.
Freak. Elphaba?
Elphaba.
Is that you?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Welcome.
Dream guest on your podcast.
Dream guest on my podcast is not Elphaba.
You're okay?
I am okay with the fact that I haven't seen Wicked, and it'll probably stay that way.
But Fiyero.
Sure.
The prince.
Whoever that
Jonathan
is.
Bailey. Come on.
Oh, well. He's fine.
He's fine.
Jonathan Bailey is great.
Have you seen Jonathan Bailey in the Jurassic Park movie with he's wearing those little wire rim glasses?
No.
Woo! Lord. I gotta show you a picture. It is just...
I have a complicated relationship with Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't... That's the story for another time.
And okay, I respect that. I do respect that. I love Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I can play the music from the soundtrack on my clarinet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You'll never hear it, but I can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's
Floor
cool.
drop.
That's really funny.
My last notes app segment.
No staff segment.
My last notes app segment is... Oh, yes. It's to make sure that you follow us on our Instagram at TWTS Pod.
Every time you open your mouth in the past 5 minutes, I thought that's what you were going to say, and I was like waiting for you to say it, and you didn't.
No. Yeah, make sure to follow us on our Instagram at TWTS Pod. One of our individual Instagrams are linked there as well.
It's true.
My microphone disconnected, or my headphones.
Wait, me too.
Okay, crazy.
But
anyhow.
Okay, well, we're here to tell you the truth.
Because they don't always get it right.
Bye, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.